Hey guys, Ring at 421 here. Today I have a new scope. It's from Hawke and it is the Sidewinder 30 8-32, and it has a 56mm objective lens, illuminated SR Pro reticle. The box it came in, white box like this, but it comes with a hard carrying case. That's what it looks like, label on top. That's what the reticle looks like. It's a new reticle from Hawke. The reason I got this scope is from the recoil on the 300 Win Mag. I was getting a focus ring and the power ring were starting to stick and like seize up, and there's stuff rattling around inside. So I decided to upgrade to the top end of Hawke's scopes. That's what it looks like inside. It's a padded box. I don't know why you'd really need a padded box once the scope is mounted on the rifle. There's no real need to have a carrying case like this unless maybe you're going on a crazy outback hunting trip and you're taking a plane and you want to put your glass into the box and carry it on the plane with you. Leave your rifle underneath, but for me this is just a useless kind of thing for me. Inside the box what we have here is the actual scope itself, manual, batteries, Allen keys, lens cleaning kit, and there's this crazy huge side focus knob I'm not going to use, but it's there in case you guys want to use it. A lot of airgun guys use that. There's also an indexing ring I'm not going to use, but this goes on the scope and you can index your 10-yard, kind of index your yardage for this big wheel. And I don't really use the markings on the knobs anyways, because I find that I just adjust till it's really clear to my eye and I can see the target perfectly clear, and that's what I use for that. It also has a sunshade here, and it is another thing I probably won't end up ever using. Maybe at the range on a really sunny day or something to keep the glare off the lens, but that'll make the scope extremely long. I think it's already 17 inches end to end. The caps are covered. There's no flip caps on this that came in the box. It just has these screw-on aluminum caps to protect the lenses, which is good, I guess, if you're using it as a target scope, because you have time to take them off and noise doesn't really matter to you. By no way would this be like a sniper scope taken to the field if you're on a mission or something, but for just your average shooter, it seems to be an alright option. Keep junk and stuff out of your scope, and especially if you're going to hike into a spot that has a lot of trees and dirt and stuff, you won't get any junk on your lenses. But also looking at the scope, 30mm tube, one piece, and it has illuminated reticle on the same knob as the parallax adjust. Parallax is pretty smooth. There's no binds or anything like there shouldn't be anyways. The power ring is not very stiff, but it's not going to move on you if you're hiking through the bush or anything like that. And the one complaint I can see so far from looking at the scope is the clicks. They're not very tactile and they're barely audible, but I haven't mounted it to anything yet or tried it out in the field, so I don't know exactly how they perform. But I can tell just by pulling up the cap to release the lock and turning it. It's hard to feel the clicks, but you can hear them, and they're not very loud though, or tactile at all. And on the windage, if I pull right, there's no sound at all, and you can barely feel a click. Going back, there's a little bit of a click, but still no feel. If I push left, There's a little bit of a click, pulling right though, it goes away. There's no sound. It's just a very, very light feel to the clicks on this scope. I'm just hoping that it's going to perform better than the Hawke Eclipse 30 I had on the 300 Win Mag for the budget long range rifle. So that's the second one I went through on that rifle. See if this one does any better. But overall, it's not that heavy. I think the spec said 27 ounces, so I guess it is heavy if you're looking at something compared to like a Night Force or something like that. And it's pretty big compared to those two. But it was a budget build from the beginning, and it's a budget build to the end, I guess. This is still a more expensive optic than the rifle it's going to go on. So I'm hoping that it'll perform at least as good as the last scope, which was the Eclipse, which was not too bad. The optical clarity was pretty good on that one, and this one seems to be in the same ballpark. Like, you're basically $5.99 scope Canadian, and the Eclipse was $2.89. I got from the same shop, Gagnon Sports in Oshawa, Ontario. They've been really good. I went in there and exchanged it for this one, so we're gonna see how this one performs on the rifle. I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at the actual size of it, weight, feel, and the clicks. So that's my first impressions of the scope. Stay tuned for some more review videos on this scope, and I'm going to take it out to the range as soon as I have a chance, and we'll throw up a video as soon as possible on it, and we'll see how it performs. Then maybe later on I'll do a video on how to paint your optics. So I'm going to probably paint to match the rifle it came, or it's going to go on, just like I had the Eclipse painted, the OD green, flat OD green, the Krylon paint. So that's my first impressions of the new scope for the budget long range build. Thanks for watching, guys.
More complex than origami paper pieced into the shape of a concrete that knows something about progress. I'm vexed, your mind's caved in. I'm